Welcome to the weekly challenge. In this challenge, I'm going to ask you to build an ASP.NET Core web application that you can run with Docker. Then, I'm going to ask you to build the Docker image using Azure DevOps. You've probably heard the theory of this process, and it can be quite easy. But let's make sure you actually know how to do it. Now, if you're not familiar with the weekly challenge, let me explain. Each week, I challenge you to tackle a topic in C#. I give you all the materials you need to get started. Each challenge should take between 10 minutes and half an hour. That isn't a lot of time to dedicate to improving your C# skills, but I guarantee you that if you do a challenge each week, your skills will grow. If you're interested in how I would do it, or if you get stuck, you can follow the link in the description to sign up for my solutions. The best part is that you'll get all my back issues of the challenge as well. Either way, follow the link in the description to get the challenge file associated with this challenge. Okay, so the challenge this week is to create an ASP.NET Core website. I don't care if it's Razor Pages or MVC. And then run it in Docker locally. Verify that you can make changes to your .NET Core application and get them into the container. Ensure that the site redirects from HTTP to HTTPS. Now, those should all be rather quick to do. It really is a matter of just using the tools that are already installed in Visual Studio 2019. The biggest thing with this primary challenge is making sure that you have all the things configured properly so that you have Docker Desktop running and you have the latest version of .NET Core 3.0, make sure it is 3.0, and that you can go through this entire process and it all runs. So unless you're missing some configuration somewhere, or unless you need to tweak something, that should all be very, very quick to do. Now, to be honest, I had some configuration issues on my PC that were a little wrong because of the fact that I had preview versions of .NET Core 3 and I was using the full .NET Core 3 with my application. I had a couple of quirks, and you'll see those, and I'll talk through how I fixed those. But once you get through the primary challenge, that kind of just makes sure that you have that full process working. Then you move on to the bonus challenge, which is to make sure you have the rest of the process working, or can get it working. And that is to build an Azure DevOps pipeline that then takes the Docker image setup, or the image file, and builds it into a container whenever you commit your code to the master branch in Git and push it up to Azure DevOps. Now, you don't need to deploy anything if you don't want to. Just make sure the build works. And so what it's going to do is make sure that you have some type of build system in place and that you know how to build a Docker image. Now, I took it a step further and actually pushed my image up to an Azure Container Registry. Container registries cost about $5 a month or 17 cents a day. So getting one up and testing it is quite inexpensive. And if you've signed up for the Azure trial subscription, they'll give you some money, and that money can be applied towards those expenses. Also, if you have an MSDN license or a Visual Studio Enterprise license, or a few other cases, you should have monthly credits from Azure to apply towards these type of things. So, but even if you don't want to go that far, you can at least watch what I do if you do have the solution videos. You can watch what I do to see how you would deploy it to your own private Azure Container Registry, where you can then use it as your own private image pool to pull from. Okay? So thanks for watching. Hopefully that you've understand the challenge, and hopefully you know how to get this thing done. Hopefully it doesn't take you very long, but this way you've made sure that you've got every part on the process tested so that there's no quirks or bugs like even I had since I moved to .NET Core 3. All right, thanks for watching, and as always, I am Tim Corey.